All right, thank you for staying with us. And we'll begin the papers this morning from The Nation. The major headline here says, the police chase away Igboho's men from Benenua court. Judge sends agitator back to custody. And another story here says, Judge orders Kanu to remain in DSS custody. Failure to produce him pushes trial till October. Supporters arrested, freed. Then another story here at the top corner, 526 die of cholera in 18 states, 22,130 cases recorded. Then the U.S. report, 305,000 Nigerians are refugees, 2.1 million are IDPs. Buhari in UK on 2-week official medical trip, 2 soldiers, 60 travelers abducted. Who has the major story here?
Okay, so yes, the police chased away Igboho's supporters. So yesterday he was supposed to, Sunday Igboho was supposed to appear before the court, and his supporters were at the premises, and they waited, I think, all day up until 7:30 p.m. before he finally came. They said he had come into the court premises, and he was kept in a room with only his wife, and I think his lawyer had access to him, but he was not. He was not before the judge up till 7:30 p.m. And his supporters were outside, they were waiting. They said after a while, a few of them got frustrated and maybe they were acting out. They said there was strong security presence there. Yeah. Eventually asked everyone to leave, but that his case was not heard as of yesterday and he was sent back into custody. I want to also take the Nnmadi Kanu story as well. He was supposed to appear in court too yesterday, but they said the DSS did not produce him.
Logistics
and
reasons.
Yes, they said it could be for logistics reasons, but the judge says she's not. His counsel was asking for him to be moved, and she says no, that she insists that he stays in the location that he is with the DSS, and that she will give them access because they complained that they hadn't been given access. That's his counsel. They haven't been given access to him, but they will give them access. They'll give them controlled visitation. So that's where we are right now.
But the question people are asking with regards to that case, sorry to butt in, is that didn't the DSS know that he was going to appear in court? Why are you saying that there's a logistics challenge when you know?
Now, not only did they not produce him, they now cordoned off the area as if he was going to be produced.
Going to come.
And then you now didn't bring him. Now, this is a democratic government. Should they not produce him? We are in a democracy. This is not a military regime.
Would it matter if they sort of had intelligence that there might have been some issue, like security issue?
To me, it wouldn't matter.
You know,
of course, you would have prepared ahead. When the president is going anywhere, you prepare because of any unforeseen circumstances. That is what it is with this case. You know, he's a person of interest, so you prepare. That's
and I think they need to be very careful because this is a very sensitive case. The world's watching.
Everybody's watching.
Exactly. And they have not adjourned the case till October 21.
Wow. Yeah, but the court
is saying that if there are any developments, because they are on holiday as it is, if there are any developments within this period, they can bring the case. Yes. So who has any other
US
story
reports?
Here?
An American State Department report has put the number of Nigerian refugees in other countries at approximately, they said, 305,000. And we have over 2.1 million internally displaced persons in camps across the country.
Million people.
Exactly.
Wow.
So now the report is alleging that they are illicit, they call them illicit recruiters who happen to be family members, workers around the environment, community members who take these women out. They target women who are ready to travel, to go work. Everybody's looking for greener pastures, so they want to travel outside the country to work, and then they target them and they traffic them when they get there. So they said that there are some states that are very, prominent when it comes to that. Abia, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Imo, and Kogi states are majorly the ones that do the trafficking. And they said in a hotel, in different hotels in Spain, about 80% of the prostitutes there are Nigerians. So this is a very serious matter that we need to look into. Now, one of the things that they mentioned is the fact that the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking on Persons and other law enforcement agencies are not working together to curb this. So because some of their functions overlap, they're having issues. I think last week, it was also in the papers that security agencies are not working together, and that's why we cannot solve the problem of insecurity. I think we need to spell out what and what an agency is supposed to do. And where there's an overlap, we make it very plain so that you know what you...
Makes it easy for
make it easy for people to understand where their boundaries are. Exactly.
When necessary. It actually is very important. Who has the cholera story here?
Yes, I have the cholera story.
okay.
I want to quickly get it. So it's saying that 526 persons died of cholera in 18 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And the NCDC said 22,130 suspected cases of cholera has been recorded as of July 2022. So they had a brief meeting and they were advising that a lot of people need to start taking charge of what they eat, ensure that they clean up their environment, just giving guidelines on how they can avoid this cholera, basically.
All right, we'll quickly move to the Punch newspaper now. The major headline here being PDP governors, APC clash, Forum carpets federal government over killings, massive rigging plots. And there are picture stories here of Showore and supporters of Nnmadi Kanu in court. And then we also have this story saying sleeping Lagos painter stabbed to death in friend's house. That's sad. And then bandits recaptures fleeing students, collect 130,000 naira, phone, SIM card. Woman cries out as girl 12 goes missing, hawking groundnut in Ondo. What other story do we have here? Federal government shifts dates of vaccine arrival. Delta variants jump to 10. Buhari's clampdown on freedom fighters' borders on ethnic cleansing. Afeni Ferry. Who has what story here?
The young girl that was kidnapped,
yes.
the 12-year-old, she was hawking groundnuts. The Okada guys stopped to say, look, I want to buy groundnuts, but it is in another county. So let's go there, but send a message home to your mom to say, we need more. So she sent somebody to her mom, and that's how she disappeared, and they haven't seen her since. So the mother has alerted Amotekun. They've now found the tray with the nuts. But the thing that surprised me is the police say they haven't heard anything. Nobody has told them anything. That's the spokesperson for the police. So they cannot... but it happened 12 days ago, and we're just getting to hear about it. I just hope for...
Just pray for
and
her.
then the other one, he went to stay in his friend's house.
Okay, the painter.
The painter.
He went to stay in his friend's house, spend the night. He went to visit his friend, decided to spend the night. The friend woke up in the morning to go to a wedding in Ilorin, and he continued to sleep when the brother came and stabbed him in the head, stomach.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. He called his mom.
That's wicked.
I'm dying. This is what has happened. The mother alerted some people. By the time they got there, they found him in a pool of blood. He wasn't dead. They took him to the hospital. They stitched him up, but they said something happened. He started foaming at the mouth.
They actually carried out a surgery, and he did not recover well.
He has lost so much blood, actually.
Well. So while the mom was quickly giving her story, she said that they were friends, childhood friends. They've been friends for over 23 years, and they used to attend the same church, but they stopped attending that church, and then he had advised his son not to visit this guy anymore for whatever reason, but just kept on.
Sad.
Well, ASU is saying that all their talk about IPPIS, they are justified because, first of all, they're getting all sorts of different types of salaries. That can we imagine some professors getting as low as 80,000 naira, senior lecturers getting 25,000 naira, that's in June. Some lecturers were getting double salaries, some were not paid.
So it's not resolving the issues they're talking about at the end of the day.
Remember their end academic allowance for 2009, they're still being owed. So just everything is not working. So that's what they're saying.
All right.
Now maybe IPPS is not for them.
All right. Let's quickly go on a break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, thank you for staying with us. We're still looking through the papers, and we're moving to the Guardian newspaper now. The major headline, Kanu's absence forces 3 months delay, court details on Igboho's fate. WHO raises fresh safety concerns about Janssen, AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines. President signs 2021 982 billion naira supplementary budget. Buhari travels to UK for education summit medical checkup. Poor leadership fueling cessation, says method is pre-leaked. PDP governors insist on electronic transmission of election results, reject direct primary. YK.
So, the WHO has raised fresh concerns about the Janssen and AstraZeneca vaccines. In a statement by its Global Advisory Committee, it said on reports of Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS, following adenovirus vector COVID-19 vaccines, warned that vaccination with Janssen and AstraZeneca jabs could cause rare immune system disorder that results in muscle weakness, pain, numbness, and paralysis.
I don't know
Why is reading it so gleefully?
I don't know. Okay, she obviously didn't take the vaccination.
Yeah, because there's excitement. Why are you smiling?
I'm just telling you that these are the... So, I mean, for those of us that took the vaccine, we should be... we should be watching ourselves for those. And they said it's a risk of people over 50.
Okay.
Mostly will suffer from these
side effects.
All
right.
Yeah, and it's not everybody.
Some of us
It's not
escaped
every, some of you who are younger, you know, but people over 50 should just be watching out, for...
Anyway, let's move on now to the Nigerian Tribune. And the major headline here says, supporters, Obas throng Cotonou Court as Igboho's trial holds behind closed doors. Gani Adams rallies Benin Monarchs, Afenifere Lords Olubadan Oni. Hoodlums kill one, injure others in attack on Ibadan Mall. Tension in Anambra commercial activities grounded in Abuja over Nnamdi Kanu's trial. 2 killed as bandits abduct 2 soldiers, traditional ruler, doctor's wife, over 60 passengers in Borno, Kaduna, Sokoto, Benue. And we have this picture here where Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun inaugurated the newly inaugurated the 20 local government chairmen in the state after their swearing in. That's what the picture is about. But we realized that there are just 2 women. In that out of the 20, just 2 women. And we have been pushing for this 35% affirmation over the years now. Only 2 made it. And oftentimes it is on the backs of these women. These men ride on to get this position. But then I'm not trying to set up any war of the sexes now, but this is what we're talking about when it comes to holding positions in government. Just 2 women out of 20.
Could it be that the women were not interested in the first place?
You think so?
There's so many factors.
There are so many
There are
factors.
so many
really.
factors. But women are not interested, I don't think so.
So they don't push that far.
They don't push that
You
far.
know, we
But
have
anyway,
families.
Yeah.
Let's get to the stories now.
Yeah, let me take the hoodlums in the Palms Mall. So the Palms Mall, on Sunday at the Palms Mall in Ibadan, the suspected rival cultists got into a fight. They said it started in a club at about 8:30 p.m. And then they found themselves at the entrance of the club, and then one of them was shot. And because of that, of course, there was stampede. People running helter-skelter, trying to get away. Luckily, security operatives arrived quite quickly and prevented the hoodlums who were now trying to break through the glass doors so that they can just go on a looting spree. So it's been contained, but that was what happened at that mall on Sunday. That is so scary. That, you know, we all go to the malls now, and we just walk around with our children and
do whatever it is.
And then this happens.
And this happens. Who has the
I have
story?
the 60 travelers that were abducted by bandits. This happened in Sokoto, Gusau. I hope I got that correct. And he said Sokoto Mass Transit. So they said the bandits, appeared with their ammunitions, and then they took over the vehicle, abducted about 60 passengers. They said it was only the driver and 1 passenger that was able to escape. Also, in another village, a local chief was also kidnapped.
He's 80 years.
Yeah, 80 years old. There were pockets of kidnap. And there was also another village. They said they had Wonogoronyo Road. At about 5 p.m. that day, they had gone there, stopped everybody from moving and killed 2 persons. So there have been incidents of violence and kidnapping in that area. And until now, the police is still saying that they are still investigating. They are still asking questions to find out what exactly happened. I think they should do more than just the investigation.
And because I took that story in another newspaper, and it says the terrorists came out at 3 p.m. and they shot sporadically. Now, one motorist who escaped said all of them, they waited, and then when the bandits left, they quickly ran away, thinking that they were coming back for them. But the road transport people have said they're going to stop.
Yes. They will go on strike.
Flying down, they're going to go on strike.
Right.
Because their lives are no more
At risk. Their lives
safe.
are at risk.
Yeah.
I mean, 60 passengers on
And
that road.
why are there no security agents on that road?
there were 3
Because
buses.
it happens on that road all the
Often.
time.
Those are the areas that a lot of persons like you have pointed expect that government will place security agencies to ensure the safety of lives and all of it. Anyway, to the Daily Trust now. Kanu to remain in DSS custody as Igboho's fate hangs. IPOB leader absent as court adjourns to October 21st. Then PDP governors ask National Assembly to entrench e-transmission of election results. 3 more students escaped from bandits den in Kaduna, 4 actually. Police probe Kanu anti-graft boss as Assembly recommends sack. Pension assets now 12.66 trillion naira. PenCom. Who has what story here?
I have the 3 more students escaped bandits then in Kaduna.
Yeah, actually 4. Because I spoke with our correspondent.
Okay, good. So, but the Daily Trust reports 3, and I also said 2 others. So it's saying that, remember the Bethel Baptist students? We know a few of them were released recently. So these 3 teenagers, they said they escaped from the camp and roamed through the forest for 5 days. They met a, thankfully, good herder who showed them the way out. And that was how one of them was able to call his father, and they were rescued. And then he also reported here that also 2 other students had escaped from the camps before they were recovered by the police. So we thank God for these ones.
Yeah. The account I had said 4 escaped, but 1 was caught. And then the kidnappers that caught that particular one demanded another 130,000 naira before they released him. They asked for a phone and a SIM card and recharge cards before he was released. Yeah, so I wanted to take the story of the
Quickly, because of time.
PDP governors. So they had a meeting in Bauchi. Did I get the pronunciation?
Yeah,
Yes.
Bauchi.
I tried. And one of the things that they talked about is the fact that the electronic transmission of results must be entrenched. They said the INEC has the capabilities, the network coverage that we have, national network coverage has the capabilities to ensure that we carry out electronic transmission of results, and we should not take ourselves back in age because of that. They also complained the fact that the APC governors, or APC, is using underhand tactics to hand twist their members to join the APC, and they are not going to have it. Whatever that meant, it was not explained. But they are saying that we can't keep rejecting technology. Even different organizations are adopting technology. We are growing into technology. JAMB is using technology for their results. So why can't we use it for a free and fair election? We will keep coming back to it if we don't use it. So they're standing with, entrenching electronic transmission
I was in 2 minds about this electronic. But after I saw the videos that went viral in the last election, of people stamping
Multiple.
There were thugs at the polling booth. There was one lady that did a video.
Yeah.
And she said, look, she'd been there from 7. This was 3 p.m. She had not been able to cast her vote.
Wow.
And the thugs were structured. Now, please, if there's electronic transfer, there will be no need for
There will need
thugs again.
It would save us a lot of money.
It will save, actually,
It will save the country a lot of money.
It will save us a lot of money
Please.
because that's what a lot of persons are saying. But,
The powers that be.
I don't know.
ready.
You said
Why
it
the
don't-
powers
They are
that
not
be?
ready. And the government now, they are not ready.
I know,
They
it
are
just
ready.
means that
need to
I hate to cast aspersions on anybody, but that they are, because they have their own
Vested interest.
agenda, they have their own way that they want to
We have to
conduct the
leave it so
elections.
obvious. As my daughter says, obvious.
Anyway, we'll leave it here now. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll speak with persons from Alpha Meat Group. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.